the full name of this trail. Which one is it, Chris? Which motor?
I'm sorry?
Which motor?
Big fat button, and it's the button for the start.
Okay, this one. Got it.
There you go.
Yep.
Let's go, guys.
Okay.
Let's go.
Hike.
Let's go.
We're off. Mush! It's actually, the word is hike. But remember, we're doing this recreationally. This is strictly for the health of the dogs and entertainment. Do I go through those gates?
Oh, shit, I didn't think about that. Hang on, Nico. Maybe we'll go around it.
Yeah. Okay, so already off the trail, off the bat, we're running into a situation where we're a little wide on this bike. To the, where? Okay.
I'll just stay off.
Okay. Hike. Come on, guys. So we're a little wide, and therefore some of the ballarts or poles on the trail are a little hard to make it through. So we look for other ways. We can take the dogs off at any time. That's why I wear this orange vest. Hey, watch me on the cut, how I look. Come on, guys.
Easy, easy, easy. Princess going around the side of the wrong side.
Director, Jim. When you get to go. When you get to a situation where, come on, guys. Okay. Yep. So I wear this vest. When the camera comes by me, it's bright orange. I'm wearing an orange sweatshirt too, so it may be a little hard to tell, differentiate right now. But any of my videos, almost all of them, I'll be wearing this vest. This vest is like a people harness, if you will, and it'll let me attach. What's that, Jim? Oh, guys. Oh, guys. We just repaired this bike, so there could be some kinks we got to work out. This is a labor of love, folks. Hey, Chris. So, gives me a second to talk to you. We just noticed a small issue. Do I have a walkie-talkie?
It's probably going to be all right. Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's probably going to be all right.
You see how much that wheel's leaning?
What one?
Okay.
Just put this one together.
Okay, so it should be fine?
It should be all right.
Okay. Where is my walkies there? This piece of wood's making a bunch of noise, Chris.
What's making noise?
The piece of wood. And the guard.
Yeah, I put straps on it. I probably should have left it alone. How far are you guys out?
We're right where we left from, pretty much. Yep.
Alright, I'm coming.
And the wheel doesn't look right. So, folks, this is, as I said, a labor of love. This is called wolf driving. It's funny. Today I posted on one of my other Facebook pages that is not part of this broadcast. I never like to ask anybody their motivations, but we had a situation where I had met and I never want to confront them in a bad way, so I'll let it go. But I've explained my media that I'm on, social media. Yeah, Jim does, I think. Do you, Jim? She's right there where I'm pointing. This is what we do and what it's all about. So in the future, that carefully and cautiously, always watch them, know the signs, learn a little bit of their language, and you'll be able to really tell him, sorry, we're in the middle of fixing. He does not have a flat screwdriver. So we carry walkie-talkies.
You do or don't?
Do not. Please bring one.
10-4.
So we usually carry walkie-talkies. So if Jim have to get off, if there's an issue, he would take a walkie-talkie. He has a walkie-talkie on. Chris is usually, when we get him, we can usually get him on the walkie-talkies. We have other ways of communicating, of course, through cell phones and actually use satellite communicators. We sometimes go to some really remote areas. Again, I encourage you to always follow and look us up on WooFDriver YouTube. Okay, guys, easy. No bolting, what, Jim? No bolting the wheel? Okay, so we've got an issue here. So it's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Did it fall off?
Yeah.
Never put one in?
It's in there, but the thing is, it's hard to explain, but the hole's too big, it's moving.
Okay. Do you think we'll be able to fix it here, or you think we should?
We can fix it.
Okay. So, a couple minutes, folks. Sorry for the falls and the run, and the main people I'm sorry to, dogs I'm sorry to, are the dogs, because they're amped up and ready to go, and this is going to take a few minutes. And you can hear Chase whining. He wants to go. He's like, Dad, I don't want this. But we'll have a special gift in store for Chase tonight. We're going to let him and Zara do some extracurricular running. They're going to get to hit the trail pretty hard once we get some exercise in, again, for the eldest dog, Princess, and for Jag. Jag is when you run fast with Jag, because he's got shorter legs, he starts bouncing, and that takes up more energy and becomes more problematic. So I therefore don't run him as hard for as long a distance. Sorry, I'm trying to hook up this battery. You can see this is like I said, a labor of love. Wait till the camera turns around. That's me, WooFDriver. So it's a cool way that the camera rides. It gives you a chance to actually see the whole bike, all the dogs, and I've got it rotating pretty quick, so you can really get a good view, get it all in. You don't have to wait too long for it to come around. Sorry, folks. Just making sure our camera's going to stay on, and it looks like it's power. Cool. So this bike was recently repaired. Remember, this is all custom-made equipment for what I do. There's not exact science. There's not a YouTube video we can go to, or a manual we can pull out to see how to repair this. This is actually built specially for me. So some perfection is not there. It hasn't been totally refined. We refine it as we go. And luckily, Jim and Chris are very mechanical and able to do this. But it is, again, another labor of love with the bikes, keeping them going. And you can go back at all my videos. Remember, I've been doing this for collectively 25 years. Not with these sophisticated bikes, as technology has advanced with battery power, and of course my knowledge is advanced. We've been able to develop more sophisticated equipment almost yearly, and that has given us a chance to do more with the dogs, travel more places. Okay, guys, easy. They see coming, but it's no dog. Hey, easy, Chase. So dogs are trained to see motion, and when they see someone coming, they instantly think, well, that could be something I want to prey upon. That's what they do. That's their excitement. And when they realize it's just a person, like, oh, just a person. But till they get the fully in focus, their actually eyes don't see as well as ours, but they see differently. They see better in some ways. Okay. So they'll recognize there's a person down there, but okay, Chase, it's okay, buddy. So if we had already gotten a few miles in, the dogs would be done howling, or done, at least they'd be a little more comfortable. They wouldn't have so much, as I say, piss and vinegar. They would be able to chill a little bit. Not so much Chase, but Zara would. Princess and Jag are doing good because they're a little bit, well, of course she's older. It doesn't mean she's more mellow, but sometimes she is. She knows she's getting ready to run, so she is a little content with that, more content. Okay, guys, relax. You might get to hear some howling, and I don't discourage them from howling. It's just I don't want to scare anybody. You gonna be able to fix it?
Yeah, I'm trying to finagle it and then go out and get a longer bolt so you guys
That's right. They're trying to have a conversation. Thank you so much.
lovely.
Thank you so much. Easy, Chase. Easy, Chase.
And this looks like
Oh, it is. We're having a mechanical issue now, but and the dogs want to go because they've been in the car all day waiting to get here, and they're like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." Okay, guys, relax. Okay, Chase. Like a choir. Okay, Chase, relax. Good boys. I know. Zara. We'll go in a couple minutes.
you're lovely.
Thank you so much.
Letting me flirt with your dog.
Thank you for doing it. Have a great weekend, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye now. What'd they say? Did you just say something? Sound like the dog said hello. I swear, like a person. Huskies, if you know them, they're talkers. Very vocal, and sometimes people take that wrong. That sometimes they think they're in pain or uncomfortable. Sometimes they think they're being aggressive, when in fact they're just being Huskies. So I'm sure all you Husky owners know it and understand. What's that? Think it'll work? So I was explaining how the bikes are all custom built. This is probably the most advanced bike I have. You won't see this anywhere else in the world. This actually was documented for, they were going to do a TV show on it because the build is so incredible. It's actually kind of like a hybrid car. It was built with the mind of in mind, and it was working four-wheel steering as well as four-wheel drive. So most cars don't even have four-wheel steering. That was quite a feat, and it was very cool. We used all kinds of Serv Pros and different equipment to make it work. I didn't engineer it. I just provided the idea and paid the bill. So and worked along with the engineer and his team. But basically, it was built for the purpose of going to pretty challenging trails because the dogs themselves can run and can maneuver in almost any terrain. I call them the original ATV. They're like an ADV, an all-dog vehicle is what I call it, because they can go. They're made to go through everything. I call it that because it's a true four paws. You know, they're well balanced, and they actually use their tail to balance them too. But with four paws, they can make it through really challenging terrain. And you might have seen us do it when we're not on the bike. Even we go through mud, we go through, of course, snow, go through streams, go up mountainsides. And when you add the bike to it, it's really cool because I could find a lot of times free ranging. I'm limited to the spots that I negotiate with different people who own the land, the armor, etc. On the bike, of course, there's much more trails, much more areas I can go, but the dogs have to be tethered to something because we have to be compliant with leash laws everywhere now, pretty much. So why not try to find areas that have challenging mountain bike trails as long as they're wide enough, and I can pretty much do them on this bike. And that was the idea behind building the four-wheel steering into it. Four-wheel steering turned out to be a great idea, but it was a little too ahead of its time, and it became problematic, and we were servicing more than we were able to keep it running. So, by the way, if you're trying to hit me on Facebook, I apologize, but if you're trying to comment, I won't be able to give you a shout out live because I can't have all the phones running. I'm trying to broadcast, and the signal here is limited as it is. So if I start degrading the signal more by adding another phone, because you can't, on the broadcast camera, you can't actually see what's happening. Well, the way I'm broadcasting, sometimes you can. So, but by all means, if you have comments, questions, concerns, whatever, please don't hesitate to just leave them in the comment section on Facebook. This is syndicated. It's like on 10 or so of my Facebook Husky related pages, and I'll be able to go through them all when I get some quiet time. Sometimes I have some of the WooFDriver pit crew team. They'll come and help and answer questions, especially ones that don't that they know from hearing me talk about in the past or don't require all my expertise. But sometimes questions can be challenging, and it's great. I love challenge, and every dog you deal with is differently. They have their own personalities you're aware of. So some people want to know how they can do something similar with their dogs. And I've got a website called How to WooFDrive, and it's got some basic information. Come on, guys. Good boy. See how Chase, yep, you probably did see it. He's on camera. As soon as I said that, he was ready to go. I was just trying to get him out of Jim's way. I said that, but he thinks it's time to roll as soon as he hears that. They're very good listeners when they want to be. I train them in a special way that really helps enforce them listening. And I explain that through collars I use and everything else when we free range, and through some of my trainings. I have a website, I Do Get Tame, meaning Huskies do get tame. People don't realize that. Is that good?
Just be easy on it. I'm going to give you the letter.
All right.
So we've been cleared by the mechanic to roll out. No guarantee though, we actually need a longer bolt, it looks like. And again, some of this is not an exact science, so what we do is we have to test it out. Biggest concern is always the dog safety. These dogs are never in jeopardy on what we do. I mean, of course, we're out there adventuring. You can walk in the street and get run into a car, so you have to use common sense and precaution, but we don't want to let that limit us. We don't want to take chances ever, but we also don't want to let it limit us from enjoying life, being too cautious. Tell me when you're in, bud. Okay, come on, guys. Hike. So we've got bike riders already just starting off. G over. So, again, because of the way this bike... Come on, G. This bike's built. It can go on the grass easily. Now, with the work we just did, I don't know if it's going to perform as well. Come on, guys. Just worry about the back wheel right now. Howdy. Good, how are you? I like it. Have a great day. Had a little child. Sometimes people, you might have seen Melissa. She's part of the WooFDriver pit crew, and she's a big part of it. And come on, guys. He's just peeing. Yep, come on, Chase. She would sometimes take her dog, Daisy, who has since crossed Rainbow Bridge, beautiful, great dog, and she'd ride her when she was not able to go on the trail as much. There you go, Jim, sorry. Got a pit stop. She would actually ride her in a baby-like carriage, if you will, that would trail her onto a bike. It's really cool. And it's a good idea for even a dog like Princess. So I have something similar designed. Because this bike's so long, I didn't want to... Okay, Zorro. He's kicking it up. He's feeling good. Dogs have scent pads on the bottom of their... Zorro! Pads. So when you see them kick, they're kicking and spreading their scent. When a dog spreads their scent, they're usually feeling pretty good. So he's trying to let everybody know that he's the king of the forest right now. Anyone who might come here. So you see that sign. I don't know if you can see it, but we're in front of a sign. Come on, guys. Hike.
Come on, Princess.
Good girl. There's a sign there. It says leash law strictly enforced. So basically what that means is your dog needs to be on a leash. We're in perfect compliance, as I was talking about earlier, being on the bike because the dogs are tethered to it. And people say to me, well, why do you tether them to it? Well, because there's leash laws everywhere. In addition, it keeps them in a working state. Huskies are bred to pull sleds and to really work, to engage in some pretty vigorous activities. So that is what I'm giving them. This isn't so vigorous. Again, they're not pulling. They are actually just trotting along. They can pull if they want. Now you're seeing Princess, she didn't really stumble. She gets sometimes gravel between her toes. She does stumble sometimes, but I can tell that wasn't. Jim's keeping an eye on the wheel. You can see all 4 dogs in that shot. Now Princess could tire anywhere from less than a mile to 5 miles. Whenever she tires, we just put her up in her bed and let her recover sometimes, or let her spend the rest of the day just watching her team work. That she's done this all many years, but it's still good. Come on, Jag, doing a bathroom break?
Yep.
Good boy. That's okay. So Jag's doing a bathroom break. Again, I've said it before, but I know we have new viewers, and I reinforce a lot of what I say because sometimes the more I repeat it, the more it becomes instinctual to me and other people out there. So this encourages, just like a dog to go to the bathroom, because there's a couple reasons, but that's why dogs are relatively easy to train to go to the bathroom outside, because when they get outside, they feel like they're not as safe as in their home, and they might encounter another dog or an opportunity for prey. This is just instinctual in them, and therefore they'll want to empty themselves and go to the bathroom because they don't want to have to go to the bathroom in the middle of chasing prey or a confrontation. So it's natural instinct for them. So when we get out here in this situation, it encourages them to go, especially in unfamiliar territory. Come on, guys, hike. Not being in their yard is unfamiliar territory, fresh scents and smells and sights. Come on, guys, all that stuff. So come on. In addition, like a human, the motion of the activity stimulates them, and it's very healthy for them. Of course, they work up a bigger appetite because they're burning calories, as well as really going to the bathroom more than you would actually expect. So you can see Princess, she's doing good. If she gets tired, she'll give me a sign by going behind the bike sometimes. Which way should I go?
You go either way, I don't care.
2.7 to the left?
Yeah.
Okay. Haul. And is this to Rehoboth Beach?
No, we're hoping the other way.
Okay. I wonder if we head it down there. Come on, guys. So we're upon the gate. Princess is doing a bathroom break. Yep. Sorry, buddy. So.
But I like going
Yep. We stop, and now sled dogs. They don't stop a sled dog team to go to the bathroom because it's virtually impossible. You're dealing with possibly as many as 20-some dogs. So they can't do that for that. But they learn to go to the bathroom as they run. And I know some people say that's cruel. It's not cruel. These, dogs are not humans. And we have to be careful and cautious how we equate our emotions to their emotions. Come on. I just don't want. Again, sometimes when the dogs are in close proximity to each other, and anytime they can bicker a little, and because they're tethered to the bike, makes them feel a little restrained. So Chase and Jag were getting a little close. Okay. Was there a gate that way? Could you tell?
Yeah, I didn't tell. Hey, hold on.
Okay.
No, it doesn't look like it.
It does not?
Nope.
Let's turn around then, Jim. Because that looks like that's going to be a challenge.
How would you like to do it?
Just go in here.
You want me to get out?
Yep. So you're going to get to see a 20-point turn here. Looks like we went the wrong way. So the other way would have been a little more desirable because it doesn't look like there's a gate down there. So we're going to head towards Rehoboth. Come on, guys. Okay. Easy, Zaro. Okay, coming back.
Turn it the other way.
Come on, guys. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Can we go forward?
Yep. Turn the wheel. Turn the wheel.
Backwards.
Backwards. Hang on, I've something wrapped up. Back up.
Back up, guys. It's a 20-point turn here on a dog sled on wheels. Back up. Good boy. Back up. Back up.
Hold on. Come on, Princess. This way. Come on.
Forward, Jim.
Hang on, Billy.
Okay.
Okay, let's go for it.
One more time. Back up.
Back up.
Back up. Back up. You can see how beautifully they do this. Back up.
This way, baby.
Come on, Brady. Go. I'm going to turn. Let me turn. Huh? Huh? Okay, buddy. So, folks, I'm not sure if you're...
Immediate gate, but there may be one down there.
Yep. Thanks, Jim.
Okay.
Okay, hike. So, there was a gate. This is going towards Rehoboth Beach, in case you're following us on Google Maps. The Junction and Breakwater Trail. This goes out about 3.5 miles, and then we'll come back because it is not a loop and it doesn't continue. But that's perfectly fine. Smell the pine, can't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, man.
Really cool. This is neat, being back here in the forest. Nice wide trail. Got a gravel base. It's kind of a little wet. Comfortable for the dogs when it's like that because they emit heat through their pads, and the wetness will actually help keep them a little cool. It's relatively warm for the dogs. It's in the 40s. We're coming into spring. We're on the east coast of the United States, out of Baltimore, Maryland, for those of you that don't know. Again, you are with the WooFDriver and you're looking down the trail. Got another bathroom break for the Z-Man. Oh,
Coming at you on a bicycle about 200 yards.
thanks, Jim. So, we do, as I said, we comply with all the leash laws and clean up what we need to do after the dogs, all that good stuff. Depending where we're at, sometimes we'll pick it up. Some trails are different. Okay. Hike. Come on, pretty.
Come on,
You
please.
can see her, she's marking the area. So it's slow going when we start out. It's always that way, especially when we have some mechanical issues. But as I said, we'll get into a little bit of a groove here. Only so much. Come on, guys. Only so much because we do have Princess, and we take our time for her. We never go faster than the slowest dog. Good boys, good girl. Howdy, howdy.
That's cool.
Thank you very much. So right now you're looking at Chase and Jag. Come on, Pretty. Pretty said I was going a little fast for her, so she wanted me to slow down. And remember, sometimes she doesn't get a mile in, sometimes she get 5 miles in.
So you got him on good?
Yep. How's that wheel looking?
Good. Everything's good so far.
So you can go back. I've got a library of videos, over 1,000 of them. I mean, I'm a heavy extreme adventurer with the dogs, and you can see many a times on many a bikes. There's about 10 of these bikes in my fleet, and I call them dog power go-karts. Many a times we've had all kinds of mishaps with the mechanical workings of these bikes, and we just nurse them along the trails. There's times where we have to get off and walk with the dogs. Again, that's why I wear the vest I wear. And there's times when only one person can be on here, like me driving, and Jim or my co-pilot will have to walk, depending on the circumstance and the situation. So once we get a little bit of mileage under the belt, we'll put the Princess up in her seat and let her rest. And that could be any time. She's popping now. I've got a rear view mirror, so I'm always looking at her. In addition, I'm watching the broadcast, so as the camera goes over, I can see too. And it's good. I watch all the dogs, of course. Now, this bike is, I mentioned, motor assisted and pedal assist. So the motor actually can assist the pedal. So what I mean is, if you start pedaling, you set it to how you want the motor to match your pedal, and you don't have to push the throttle. It just automatically does it. So if you're at level 1, it'll match your pedaling. Every revolution you do, it'll do a quarter revolution, equivalent to the motor. You can go up to, like, I think 200 or 400%, and you can go quick. So I won't mention speeds here. We don't do that with the dogs on. Obviously, I'll use pedal assist. Maximum speed for us is 15 miles per hour on a sprint burst. That, of course, is without Princess. Down. Get another potty stop, Jim. And this is great. I mean, getting all these bathroom breaks takes time, but it's really good for the dogs. Jag is the only dog that I have that will function in the sled dog capacity, in the sense that he won't usually stop to go to the bathroom. He'll usually do it while he's running. As I talked about, sled dogs do that. It's not cruel. They do it. It's funny. I once met a trainer who, very, very nice lady. She wasn't as versed in Huskies, but she was very knowledgeable about dogs. And I was explaining to her, I was building a pond at the time, and I was worried, we were using a pond liner, that the dogs would go in there and possibly with their nails hurt the liner and maybe hurt themselves. So I was going to run so they couldn't have access to it, basically. Okay.
Chris was texting me.
And she told me, and I said, oh, I feel so bad because the dogs will be able to see the pond, but they won't be able to get in it. And she said, you got to remember, and this is the truest statement, that you can't let your personal emotions reflect on what the dog's going to think, because they don't think like humans. And when you start tainting that, and you become, you can't properly train the dog to the way, especially a husky.
Headed toward Rehoboth.
So, okay, as soon as you're ready, Jim, tell me, bud. And that can be taken a lot of ways, but
Good.
come on, guys, hike. Just like I was reading today on, I believe it was one of my posts, and someone said, well, they'd never crate train their dogs, never put them in a crate. Why would you get a dog and put them in a crate? Well, the crate is actually a comfort to the dog in a lot of cases, because dogs are den-like animals. They dwell and they sleep a lot of times in holes they'll dig. They feel safer, lots of animals do, being surrounded by a structure, or the ground, if you will, instead of being able to be attacked. If they're just laying out in the open, something could get them. But if they're surrounded on 3 or 4 sides, then nothing can get them. That's the way a dog thinks. Again, don't put human emotions into it. Animals are different than us, and they evolve differently and think differently. And thinking is not really a good word to use, because they usually don't think. It's usually yes or no, not really any maybes with a dog. But the dog will find, my dogs love being in their crates. All but Princess. She doesn't at all. And again, Princess is the only one I haven't raised as a puppy. So it might have been the way she was raised. I mean, let's face it, they all have different personalities, so it could be something else. Good girl. She's just sneezing. And so therefore, a crate is a great asset, and it really assists us humans in training them and comforting them, because sometimes we can't comfort them like the surroundings of a crate can comfort them. So it doesn't mean you have to lock a dog in a crate. Now, through certain puppy stages, you'll need to. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Yep, nobody's behind us. Getting ready to go through an area that's got a fence on each side, if you could see it right now. And Jim was just saying anybody behind us, because it's harder for people to pass us when, come on guys! Just talking to Chase and Jag as they were getting near a discarded tire on the trail. So when we have to be cognizant all the time of tight areas, as I said. So far, no gates here, Jimmy.
No, good.
Was that an animal or just a squirrel?
Yeah,
Okay. You know, I always key off the dogs. I'm looking, if they look at something or put their nose down, there's usually something up ahead or something's recently crossed the path. And so a crate is a in my opinion, yeah, I see them. In my opinion, a required training tool. Again, believe it or not, for the dog's comfort. That's where the human emotion aspect. Well, you wouldn't want to be in a crate, but I'd want to be in my home. And come on, guys. A home to a dog is a close-knit quarters where they're surrounded on 3 sides at least, so they can see any enemies that may approach them, or prey, for that matter. Remember, it's survival out there, and that's the way a dog's tuned. So you can see Chase and Jag. Jaggy's doing great, isn't he, Jimmy?
yeah, man, everybody's looking good. Yeah.
How's the wheel looking?
So far, so good. It'll be good for you.
Okay. I thought Princess was stopping to, she's just stopping to mark the area. I thought she was doing a big bathroom stop. Not yet. Or she already did one. But the dogs, by the way, I know I've touched on this, but they will do a few bathroom stops usually, because this just keeps working their abdomen and their digestive tract just by the run and the motion of it. And again, the scent and the other animals that have been here contribute to that. So we're moving a pretty good clip, relatively speaking. Not at something, if Princess wasn't down, I'd be moving a lot faster, but this is a pretty good clip for her, and I'm really proud of her. She's doing wonderful. I'd be proud of her no matter what she did. She's a great dog, but she's just got a lot of energy that when she can purge it, and you can encourage dogs to purge their power through giving them activities they enjoy. For instance, a husky, necessarily, most huskies don't like playing fetch. So you throw a ball and they might get it once or twice and then they'll tell you, have a nice day. But some activities will do, just like on the bike. We go for 30 miles we've gone before. Come on, guys. Sorrel. So I'm stopping because they were doing a little marking, and I want to always let them have as much fun as possible since we were already going kind of slow. Come on, guys. Come on. So sometimes Zorro gets into it. Zorro's my lead dog here with Chase. And if they get into smelling something and the trail up ahead's clear and the trail behind me's clear, we might let them stop for a couple minutes and do a quick sniff. Remember, that's what I'm talking about, is encouraging. So the husky is not typically a fetch dog, but the huskies are all about running dog, and it's all about chasing towards the prey. And that's why, being on the bike, they're picking up on scents and they think they're chasing prey, essentially. So that's why bike training is easy for them. Now, be careful what you wish for, because as you would do an activity like this with your husky, you'll find they can run forever. They build up pretty quickly, and then their appetite for more is pretty happening. Turning out to be a beautiful day. It's really neat. You're going to get some views here. I'm really glad I've got the wide angle camera on. I got it panning really well. It's panning and tilting and all that good stuff. So you're going to be able to get lots of views of flat lands because we're close to the shore. But a lot of what looks to be like swampland. Get to see a lot of nature. So this says we're at 4.0. We're at mile marker 4.0. We haven't gone 4 miles. We started in the center of this trail because that's pretty much the only place you can start, is our understanding. On a cool bridge. Is this like a creek, Jim? What is this?
That's an inlet from the ocean, actually.
An inlet from the ocean.
Out there.
What's that sign? Can you get a quick glimpse?
Salt marsh.
Salt marsh. Pretty cool. Now this trail is nicely shaded by these pines. So this could be a trail you could come to in the summer and probably get some really cool wildlife pictures and views. And you could do it with the dogs because it's not a wide open field. You still go at a slower pace for the dogs when it's warm out. But people with Huskies and double-coated dogs, they're always very rightfully concerned with their heat. I mean, any dog is just not efficient at getting rid of heat. But they can still get exercise in the warmer months when done cautiously and correctly. So I've developed a misting system where when we do our activities, the dogs get misted when they're on the bike. Now I only use it on warm days, but it's pretty cool. Again, it's on my website, WooFDriver.com. Passing what looks like a house they're building. To my left. Right there, it's coming into view. So far this trail's been great. I mean, we're just getting into it, but nice little turn here. This is a long bike, over 10 feet, so when you do a turn, it's sometimes a little challenging. It doesn't have a good turning radius, but that's just part of the game. Remember, we're usually not turning. That's about the sharpest turn we'll do, except for when we turn around. But this, you can go in reverse. Doesn't have a reverse gear, but it's got a freewheel, they call it. So the wheels will turn freely if we go in reverse. And you just saw that a little while ago where I did kind of like a 10-point turn, if you will. You got water bowls and water, right, Jim? We carry about 5 gallons of water with us, which is pretty heavy too. See a little bit of a hill here. Now most of the trails we go on, or at least a lot of them, Princess is looking at going behind. Come on, good girl. Come on, good girl. Good girl. She was going behind a little bit. There she goes. Come on, good girl. I was just getting a little speed because we're going up a hill. Come on, Zara. She's trying to mark it, but I can't stop going up the hill. So, come on, Zara. Sometimes I gotta call them off of a scent. Zara's more likely, and Chase, to sniff, and Jag too, because we're going at a slower pace for Princess. See, when I pick up the speed, come on, Princess. Good girl. She'll go behind, letting me know, going a little fast, Dad. And if she was done, she'll stay behind. But sometimes it's attitude with her, so I don't want to put her up too early. I want to make sure she gets all the running in she can. It's all about the mobility and the health of her. That's what's keeping her going. Is this a farm field, Jim? Corn or? Beautiful. What's that out there? Do you see that? Looks like a irrigator. Big irrigation. Big farm to my left. Don't see any farm animals. The dogs aren't smelling any, but pretty cool. Got woods to our right. Still well shaded here, so I keep it in mind for winter running. What trails might be good in the summer for summertime running? Almost any trail. Yeah, it is drier here. So most of the trails we run are called rails to trails, where they actually are old railroad beds. We used to have old railroads through them, and the railroad is given back the land or stripped it of the tracks, and they make it for biking and pedestrians, that kind of stuff. How's that wheel holding out, Jimmy? Jimmy's monitoring the wheel. The wheel we had problems with. If you were watching from the beginning, you would see that we had problems, mechanical issues, And we kind of put a Band-Aid on him until Chrissy's running out. Chris is our tour coordinator. He went out to get some bolts that would be better. Okay, pretty girl. How cool is that? She'll get behind. Come on, good girl. Good girl. As soon as I slow down. Beautiful lands. So what I do when she does that is I just slow down a bit, get her back into the groove so she can continue exercising. Some of that is control, being the dominant husky she is. She's done that since I've had her on the bike. She'll be like, hey, wait a minute, I want to control the pace. What's this saying, Jim? Anything? Some kind of mile marker or something that's been faded by the sun. But even when she was at her prime, she'd do a little bit of that bike maneuvering to let me know, slow down, Dad. And that's some of the husky dominance. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta understand and not be intimidated by it and preclude her from getting her full exercise in. And with the electric motor, it's really nice because it lets me control the pace down to almost a crawling speed. So sometimes, depending how a bike or car or anything is geared, you can't speeds because with stick shifts, I don't know if people remember stick shifts that are watching this, they might stall. They just don't have that capability because they build them to think somebody's going to go that slow. But these bikes are geared for what I do, and they'll go at a really slow pace, which is awesome. How you doing? Good? Yep. Walker, Jim?
Yep. He seems to be on the left shoulder, or right shoulder.
Oh, right?
He's on, now he's on.
Okay. Come on, guys. You might want to pull her in.
Yes, he's alright. You got some room to get off a little bit. I think he's alright. I think he's got plenty of room.
Princess doesn't like it. She's... Come on, guys.
Hello?
Howdy. How are you?
Okay, good.
Have a great day. Thank you.
How's she doing back there?
She's doing great. It was a little fast for her before, but... Come on, pretty. Just like that. You slow it down a little bit. There you go. Come on, pretty. Problem is when you get to a hill, because rail trails are usually... Come on, pretty. Good girl. There she comes. Because rail trails are usually... Oh, sorry.
Didn't see you, sorry.
Come on, pretty.
Alright, thank you.
Have a great day. She was turning around there, Jim.
Yeah, she said she
Come on, Tara. So the rail trails being flat, come on, Chase, are kind of cool because there's not many hills, so we can keep a more consistent speed. But, oh, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you. I'm missing everybody, aren't I, Jim?
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody's gonna know.
When the trail's a little more challenging terrain or up and down, it's a little harder with Princess because I have to speed up to get up a hill sometimes, so I have to control that. But the bike has a lot of torque, and we could stop if theoretically we had to in the middle of the hill and then continue on, or sometimes Jim might have to get out and go. It's all part of wolf driving, folks. So you got now, you're looking at Chase and Jag. There's Princess. And coming back around to Jimmy, getting a view behind us. I think there's more walkers up ahead. Is that a dog?
Yep. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Big dog. He's in the middle of the trees and trees.
Look like they got a leash on him.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna have to grab her. So since we're a little wide, and I do have narrower bikes, but we've been, once we get in a groove for some reason, we. What's that? Yeah, once we get closer, I might. Come on, guys. Well, I like to. Okay, you wanna hold her? Good boy. And this is what I was talking about, the handle on. Okay, Chase. You can come. Sure. Stop. Stop. No problem. They're just talkers. They're Huskies.
They're just noisy.
Jack, stop. Just get them some exercise. We can almost figure out what they're saying. You good? We got them. So stay, guys. Stay. Is he scared? Stay. Big dog.
I'm gonna let that biker come by.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sometimes you lose track of other people on here.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You too. Big dog. She's big, isn't she?
Oh, she's very big.
Yeah.
She's a big baby.
Yeah. So is this one. Stay, buddy.
Are they nice?
Yeah, they're not, but I wouldn't do them with other dogs. Just because they're tethered to here, but they are nice. Have a great day. Thank you, ladies. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Good boys. Come on, guys. As soon as he saw that dog, he wants to mark it. So that's easy passing them. Sometimes we'll get horses, be a little more challenging. Jim, I'm going to do this again right here. Grab her when I give this gentleman some room. Oh, I just make sure, you know.
No, I like dogs.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, they don't bite. They're very friendly. They just,
And I bet you they love this weather.
oh, yeah, they do. They actually like it colder.
Yes, they do. They're like Huskies.
Huskies. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they like colder weather.
They do.
Yeah, I'll pet you too.
Good girl. Good girl.
Hi.
Some
Yeah.
people are afraid of them. We try to keep
Yeah, they could be
Yep.
nasty.
They're not.
But
You never know. They just saw that dog, so
well, they're
sometimes.
part wolf.
They are. They are. They got, well, that's their ancestors.
It's
Yep.
okay because you're here.
That's right. Right.
If they were
Exactly.
running to the woods.
Yeah. You never know. Right.
I'd be running.
I hear you.
Yeah. Have fun.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you so much. Come on, guys. Hike.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Good seeing you, sir. She wanted to say hi again. Take care. It's so cool. We love meeting all the people from the area because remember, we're not local to this area. Again, we travel all over the East Coast to adventure, basically to see trails that we've never been to before and to meet other people and some of these histories of these trails because we're in a part of the country where there was a lot of Civil War activity. So some of the stories and some of the locals, you'll get some really interesting stories. And actually, that's how we got into the ghost hunting aspect of WooFDriver. We call it the werewolves, W-O-O-F-S. And it's because of the trails that we've been on and the remnants from old structures and some of the material you'll find. I mean, we've been to one trail that said there could be live ammunition there still. Contact a certain number if you come across any of those. Pretty comforting. By the way, that big German Shepherd, beautiful. So my dogs are good with other dogs, but you never know, so I don't let them mingle, especially as I talked about when they're tethered to this bike, because when they're restrained, they feel a little more vulnerable and they could be a little more defensive. With people, it's fine, but with other dogs, because could be a threat to them. So I'm not saying it's never happened to me because I'm very cautious and I control all the situations I'm in to the best of my ability. But I've been taught, expect the unexpected. And when you least expect something, it will happen. Dogs will surprise you every day. It says, pass with care, Jim. I don't know what that means. Circle ahead. Curve ahead. So here's a big irrigation system, I guess you could call it, that the farm has here. If you get a view of this as the camera goes around. Remember, the camera's just panning on its own control. I don't have full control of it. It's automated, so you can see everything going on, and I can drive the dogs, and there it is in the distance. How we looking, bud?
Good, everything's good.
Great.
I can't tell what's in the mirror.
Nope, nothing. We're good so far, but I said that before. Don't trust me.
Come up on the quick on these things.
They do, especially on these curves, yeah. So we're going around. What was a curve? What the sign said it was a curve. Come on, guys. And I'm going up a hill. So as I go up the hill, of course, it's not a deep hill or steep hill, but the princess is going to, whoops, she's just marking it. It's going to be a little more challenging. Sometimes if you ever see that, I don't think she was in the camera view, looked like I was pulling her a little bit because she stopped to mark an area, and she's used to it. She knows what kind of time she is. That's why I use these springers, because they ease into pulling the dog or the dog pulling against it, and I'll know if they stop for some reason before I'm essentially dragging them. Feels good. It's a little nippy, but I feel good. How you feel, Jim?
Very great.
Just glad to get out, really. I kind of live for this stuff. So look at the finger. Okay, buddy. Thank you. Probably.
See him up there in the blue?
Yep. Trying to get out here where I have a little more room, but
Okay, pretty good.
come on, guys.
Hi there.
Good. How are you?
Better now that I saw this.
Thank you.
The greatest thing I've ever seen.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you. He said it was the greatest thing he's ever seen. So more farmlands. So the trail's a little more open here. So in the summer, it'll be a little more challenging with the heat for the dogs.
Run her up ahead about. See where I go.
Thank you, buddy. Run her up ahead. We're getting a little trail traffic, which is expected. We usually don't go out on the weekends purposely. Can you tell what the sign says, Jimmy? Is it? That's okay. Trying to figure out our mileage. I don't have my mileage counter on today. Probably got a mile and a half in, something like that. And my girl's doing great, which I love. Just even that little mobility out of that first mile is so important to her.
He's about 100 yards ahead, isn't it?
Oh, I see him. I didn't see him. Thank you. Got a jogger. Come on, Zara.
Hi there.
Howdy. People so appreciate it, and it's part of the law when they see the dogs are tethered to the bike because they're jogging or doing their activity, and they see they don't have to contend with the dogs at all or worry about them. You checking the wheel, Jim?
Yep, everything's good.
Good, man. Another bathroom stop for Zorro.
No, my. Look me out.
So, bathroom stop just gives them. Yep, more gives us a break time too, which is for Princess. I mean, the boys could go roughly 5 miles before needing any break or anything, just besides bathroom breaks. Princess, you know, every every little bit, half mile or so, quarter, half mile, she can use the brake.
I'm a coat on for a minute.
Okay, buddy. We're doing great. In case you're just tuning in, this is the WooFDriver. You're watching my sled dog adventure team consisting of 3 male Huskies, roughly 9 to 10 years old, and 1 female, 15 years old plus. I've been doing this for better than 25 years, working with Huskies. Okay, Zorro, it's all good. He's feeling good. He's kicking back. He's ready to go. Yeah, but we travel all over the East Coast of the United States. Come on, guys, hike. And I use specialized, what I call dog-powered go-karts. They're carts that I've had made for running the dogs. They are electric and pedal assist, and the dog's hooked to the side, kind of like my own creation. Usually dogs are out in front. This side hookup gives me the unique ability to take almost any dog on a trail. Even we have a 14-pound Chinese crested, and she can run with this because they don't need to pull. They can simply trot with it if they choose. They can pull if they want. My job is to balance the speed between all the dogs, because we can go really fast, so I can't go faster than my slowest dog, and that's Princess. Princess, again, is 15 years old. We'll put her up in her special seat when she's had enough and she doesn't want to exercise anymore, and we'll pick up the pace dramatically. My next slowest dog would be Jag, just because he's got short legs, and to keep up a stride like the bigger dogs, his brothers Chase and Zorro, he'll have to bounce a little, which can be cost him more energy, so he has a tougher time keeping up in that capacity. So can't let it all hang out unless we just have Chase and Zorro on here, which they can boogie basically. So depending on the situation, we might get to a point we have a driver with us who is my trail coordinator, Chris B. Where do I do here? It goes Rehoboth. Oh, okay, straight ahead. So Chris B will drop us off and watch us on Friend Finder or Glimpse, one of the apps on a phone, on a smartphone, and determine where we're at. We'll contact him. He'll see us if we stop for any length of time. He'll give us assistance if we need us. He provides, of course, he's in the truck that we've come in, so all of our gear's there. Whatever we need, he can get us to the trail mostly pretty quickly. And one of the dogs need to go in the truck, or some of the dogs have had enough, we can put them up in the truck and run Chase and Zorro, as I talked about. So this is like a fine oiled machine. Been doing this, like I said, 25 years. It's evolved into this, but I've been working with Huskies for about 25 years now. We go out at night. We use night vision goggles. Come on, guys. And special night gear. Sometimes we go with a big crew. We'll film, either to film the dogs in a better way than just having the camera on the bike, or to do some ghost hunting or other exploring. Can you tell which way? Left or right, Jim? I can't see it, so I don't know what that way is. Okay, so we're headed towards, in case you're following us on Google Maps, towards Rehoboth Beach, Maryland. Or Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Is it Delaware or Maryland? Oh, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. But isn't there? Okay, there's no Rehoboth Beach, Maryland. We're out of Maryland. We're on the eastern shore now of Delaware, and Maryland borders Delaware. We're headed towards the beach. That's the way the trail's taking us right now. Please try to tune in. I do. Yeah, but it looks pretty wide. Do a lot of adventures with the dogs. You might have tuned in earlier in the week. We were free ranging, where they run off leash on some farms I've been able to secure, where the dogs are welcome, with an electric ATV I use to keep up with them, to challenge them, to get them to sprint, whatever. And yes, Princess, 15 years old, she does some of that too. We also had a grooming or a spa day for the dogs this week, and I believe I live broadcast all the dogs getting their individual grooms. Groomer comes to the house to do that. So we're approaching a gate, which you'll see in the camera in a second, and sometimes we've got to take the dogs off the bike. Sometimes we hold 2 dogs back and I go forward because if they get around, there's dog bars on the bike, and if they can work around them, they don't even need to get off. This a little wider. Which side, Jimmy? Left.
Left looks a little wide.
It does. Believe it or not, these.
Get out here, buddy.
Let me see. No, you might be better one. See how I do.
Bike coming at you.
Oh boy. Come on, guys.
Let him get by here.
Okay, you got a hold of him.
You want to come by this
Oh,
side?
Yep.
Sorry. You took this side because it was wider. Right here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you. Okay. Am I good, Jim?
You off, Billy?
Nope. Just help me get through. Come on, Jace. Come on. Pull Jag in.
I probably ought to get off.
Okay, well, once I get the dogs through.
Okay. I can't reach. Come on, Billy. Okay, I got it, Billy. Come on. Come on, Billy.
Pretty.
That's right. Two-thirds.
Okay.
Two-thirds right.
I think I'm good. Come on, guys. Hike. Either side.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's one or the other, Willie. Nice and slow, bud.
Yep. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging.
Somebody have to get out and get her.
Come on, Zara. She's just enjoying marking the area.
Now, straighten the wheel out, Will.
Yep.
Jag will come after you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Watch Jag, how he goes around this. Come on, Pretty.
Come on, Jag. She's around the wrong way. I'm going to have to get off.
Okay, you get off. Good boy, Jag.
Pretty right. Pretty right.
Here he comes. He started to. Come on, Jag. He knows.
Come on, Billy. Go ahead, Billy.
How's Princess look?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Billy. Come on, Princess.
Pretty, Pretty.
Go ahead, Billy.
She's wrong.
I'll get her.
Yep. Good boy, Jag.
Come on.
Good girl.
That's it, Billy.
Good boys and good girls. So that's what I was talking about. Sometimes you don't have to take the dogs off. You can get the first 2 through and then maneuver the other 2. Princess and Jag are a little more challenging. The bike's a little wider back there. So that's why they sometimes you have to get off and direct them.
Okay, Billy.
Come on, guys, hike.
Let's go.
Come on, Pretty. Now there's, of course, a lot of smells near the poles that were part of that gate system, and the dogs want to mark that, and that really motivates them. That other dogs were here, they smell males and females and other animals. So that's good for Princess, especially, again, because she's the eldest, and keeping her motivated so she keeps going is part of the game. And believe it or not, smelling those poles charges her up. That's why sometimes you want to let her smell them and mark them and say, hey, yeah, I've been here. Kind of cool the way this thing winds.
Yeah, big one.
If you're just joining us once again, I am the WooFDriver, and you are live on somewhere in Delaware, headed towards Rehoboth. This is the Breakwater Trail. I titled it. You can see it in the title. I can't remember the other part of the trail, what it's called, but it's something Breakwater. And we're in Delaware. We're out of Maryland, as I said. So to get to this trail took us about 2.5 hours or so. We've ridden so many trails, and we're always looking to ride new trails because we want to see new adventures, new animals. And sometimes you can go back to the same trail. We've done that many a times too. Sometimes you can see different times of year the trail looks totally different, because we live in a state, Maryland obviously, or in an area I should say, that has 4 seasons, and the 4 seasons really you get the good disparity of weather, so you get the leaf foliage change and all the brush dies back, so you get good views deep into the forest in the winter where you wouldn't get in the summer. Come on, guys. Whoops. Come on. So. Yep. Marking areas. Again, I want to let them mark to a certain extent, but I don't want to spend all day just marking areas. Come on, guys, because then we won't get any mileage in. We are equipped to ride at night. We always have a headlight, a serious headlight with us, something almost equivalent to what a car's headlight would, the brightness of, so we can light this trail up. You also have lights we wear on our head. The headlight is mounted to the front of the bike, the main headlight, but we also have lights we wear on our head in case we're caught out here in the dark. And if we plan on a nighttime run, we'll actually bring some infrared cameras and lights so we can broadcast or film it, because they're quite impressive and really a sight to see. Now, when we broadcast at night and you see in the dark, it looks like black and white, but you have no idea how dark it really is out on the trail. A lot of times the camera, well, all the times, the camera can see better than we can see because of infrared technology, or night vision technology they call it. Just navigating through these trees and the dogs, doing their markings. I don't see anyone behind us. So far, so good.
It's hard to see here.
Yep.
It's really woody.
Yeah, it's kind of nice though, because
Oh, yeah.
it's a nice trail, and it's a lot of times you get in these wooded areas. Can you read this pole?
It's a 0.5 mile. I don't know what that means.
So that's a 0.5 miles. We know this section is what, 3.5?
3.5 or 4. 1 minute it said 3.5 when we left. Then it said 4 when
Come on, guys.
part the way down.
Let's get a little more windy. Jag perked up.
Very woody.
You can, if you're watching, you could, each dog, you can sometimes see them perk up, which is something bark,
I didn't hear nothing.
which give you some idea if there's any wildlife around, which would be kind of cool. We've seen bears before. We've seen porcupine. I'm just telling you the exotics. Foxes, plenty of deer. What's that? Statue? Yeah. We've seen almost every indigenous animal. We've seen a minx before. We've seen almost every indigenous animal to this part of the United States, I think, that there is. And I document that too. I've got a website called WooFDriver Inspire of all of our sightings. I mean, this is a big collection, big online memory deposit for me, because these are breathtaking moments for me. I want to document them as clear as possible, so one day when I look back of it, I can relive it. Actually, I look back on it more and more and relive them anyway, because just from years in the past, and I've had other dogs and people I've been with, and just all good memories. Some of these are really truly epic, some of the places we go to. We've actually done the New England Rail Trail. Cape Cod Rail Trail up in New England and Massachusetts. Got somebody walking here, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Might need to give them one right away. Come on, buddy. You got her?
You got plenty of them.
Okay, you got her just in case.
Hello there.
I'll just give him a second. You got her, Jim?
I can't get it.
How's it going, guys?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Great, great.
Hey, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
Enjoy. Thank you. Come on, guys.
Let's go. Let's go.
As you can see, I'm over cautious or over accommodating, because this is an unusual piece of equipment I'm on, and I want to make sure everybody's happy. Everyone doesn't feel the same way I do about dogs, and I want to be as courteous as possible. Come on, good girl. If you're wondering about watering, we don't need to do it yet. I know a lot of people say, well, they're panting hard, they need to be watered. I'm on it all the time. They'll get a nice watering in the next half mile or so, but truthfully, they're good for many more miles before they need it. We do again carry 5 miles of water, 5 gallons of water with us, which weighs about 40 to 50 pounds in itself. So it looks a little residential to the right. Chase is starting to make noises. We got, now watch these two dogs. They're picking up on scents. Probably as we get closer to houses, there's going to be people around here with dogs. Yeah. Uh-oh. What? I thought you saw something. Easy, guys. Easy, guys. Off leash. Off leash. No. Stay. 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 Stop. Stop. Thank you. Grab him. Thank you.
We're gonna run right on.
We do.
We're gonna run right on by you. Come on. Oh, okay.
That's fine. You can pass us by.
No.
You want us to pass? Okay.
They're not aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit of both. It really is. Thank you so much. Have a great day. You too, folks. Come on, guys. Yeah. So that's how we do it. And by the way, the tethers the dogs are on, I could shorten them. So if we're on a more populated trail, that's what I would do. But this is, we could tell, as I said, watch the dogs, and you'll get an idea of what's ahead, animal-wise. And see how Princess perked up? Look at her now. She's engaged, the most she's been today. And that's what I'm saying. Come on, guys. Bye. You do? Okay. Probably a cat, yeah. So we're getting close to residential here, so we want to be careful. But just that motivation factor for her is something that's awesome. And you can see we can do it with plenty of control, because I just don't want to let the dogs associate with other dogs they're not sure of. What is this? Were you okay, Jim?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Still going. We'll find out soon.
So again, I told you, always tune into WooFDriver, because you never know what you'll see. But you can guarantee it's good, clean fun, but it's an adventure. And a lot of it is really good for people, everybody, to learn how to deal with and navigate situations that can spring up on you. I've been trained by an expert dog trainer that's been versed in Schützen, which is a German protection. Most military and protection dogs are trained that way. And he's a world champion. He was world champion trainer, so I feel like I've got some of the best traits you can imagine to work with dogs, especially Huskies. I don't do Schützen myself. Okay, so just navigating this tight-knit area, which is important because of being cautious, because as you see, we ran into people with dogs, and we just want to be ready if we do. Now I'm always cautious. There's a short fence on my left, and a short fence means a dog could leap over that potentially if somebody has a dog. Well, they'll probably know it, but with 4 dogs with me in this setup, it being pack-oriented animals, a dog on another side of the fence, that'll motivate him to jump over it if he can, so, or climb it if he knows how. So always got to be careful. You know, if I was just most of the time here, I'm sure they see 1 or 2 people with walking a dog or 2, but usually not 4 in this configuration. So it would might get a reaction out of a dog that they wouldn't anticipate, and motivate, just like you saw Princess get motivated. Could even motivate an old dog to do new tricks, something they might not expect, and they could possibly leap a fence and essentially be in our lap. Now the dog, it doesn't inspire other dogs to necessarily be aggressive towards us. They just want to be part of this. They see, oh, it's a bunch of dogs I want to be part of. They're pack animals. They want to be part of the pack and say, I want to go with them. Looks like we're coming to a road crossing.
Sorry, I don't know how far we went.
Nah, it's okay. It's me. I didn't bring my mileage meter today. Some trails are really well marked. And this is a beautiful trail and well maintained, but sometimes just mileage markers are great because you really can tell. I have a GPS watch. I didn't bring it. I've got the phones running, all this camera equipment, so I don't have room to run a distance app right now. And I didn't start it from the beginning, so it wouldn't matter. I probably could pull the trail up and see where we're at, but it's not necessary. We know the end of the trail is 3.5 to 4 miles, and we will come back that same 3.5, 4 miles. So usually don't loop back because the dogs have already been there. They've smelled their scent again. They're not as motivated. But we'll put Princess up and be able to run it at a quicker speed, and that speed will motivate the dogs. So I'm truly amazed by her. She just keeps going like an Energizer bunny. Some of that is just in her genes. She's got a good healthy heredity, but some of that is also attributed to diet, medications we give her. Give her a lot of medicines at her age, and activity, exercise. I don't know what happens here, Jim.
Well, we're going to find out here.
How's that wheel looking?
Everything's good so far.
Great.
Not rubbing or anything.
Hebron Road.
Well, we've been traveling about an hour. We should have like 2.5 or 3 miles in. I'm not sure that this ain't the end of the trail going this way.
End of state parklands.
Yeah, I think we got to turn around.
Okay, buddy.
Now, that's going to take us, we're going to be about 5:30 getting back to where we were.
Okay, you are here.
I'll tell you what we could do.
Atlantic Ocean.
We tried to turn this bike around.
Go right there.
Yeah, we could go right there.
Yep, you watch me. Ready?
Okay.
You could look there.
I'm looking back. I'm looking to the left. You keep right on the right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because we're not getting to the right. Gee. Gee.
Well, we were in the circle.
That's what I'm going to do, buddy.
Looks like before we come.
Gee. Am I rubbing? Nope. I'm going to have to go out.
I'll tell you what we could do. We could back up a little bit.
Yep.
Get the other way, and then by the time you swung, you probably could make it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Back up. Yep.
Hang on, let me get off.
Okay.
Take time, buddy.
I should have came out that way. I wasn't thinking.
You're doing all right. Back up. Cut the wheel the other way.
Back up.
Cut it the other way.
Back up, guys.
Hard as you can.
Back up.
Back up, guys.
Back up. Back up. Reverse. Good boys.
Come on, guys.
Back up. Back up. Back up.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
This way and then go
You don't trust me driving. I know you. Jim, something. I was stuck. Okay.
No, the car coming yet.
Okay, buddy.
You're just too patient.
Hey, you know what? Let's give him some water here, Jim,
One more.
because it's tighter there if someone comes. Whoop.
Okay.
So, folks, we're still broadcasting live.
This is decent.
Okay, you can stop. Give
This
him.
would have been a good place for him to pull in.
Yes, would have been. So, awesome day out here. We're probably 3.5 miles in on this trail, and we've been rolling like nobody's business, for Princess at least. Been a great day, and we're only halfway into our journey. So, I'm checking Chase's. He had some surgery on his head, on his paws, and I'm just checking the condition of it. That surgery was months ago, but still, it's in a tough spot to heal, and it's healed beautifully, but just want to keep it healing beautifully. Actually, there's no openings, but just the way it rubs. Looking good, buddy.
Had to turn around. Don't know if you can see it from the
So we carry again 5 gallons of water. We're gonna water the dogs. We're gonna keep Princess off. She's doing good. She's going at a pace that's comfortable for her. We are, and we're just gonna keep her down. That's okay, bud. All good. So I'm gonna do some quick business and check my phone and everything. All is good here. See if I can. I don't know if I can ever find. And I see Cheryl. These dogs look very, very. See if I can. And I see Cheryl. Okay. So, she don't want any. Maybe. See if I can. Here we got someone, Jim. These dogs look very, very tired, especially the little one in the back. I don't know if she met. Who just tripped. And the owner kept going. This is animal cruelty. So what we do with that is. Very, very tired, especially the little one in the back. So I get a kick out of people who have no idea what I'm doing, and they're instant experts. Been doing this for 25 years, but they're experts. The little one in the back's 15 years old, and yeah, maybe she should be at home doing nothing and rotting, or maybe she could be out there getting some exercise and adventure and enjoying life. So you make that choice. But listen, I don't take it personal. Everybody means well, so there's no hard feelings here. But understand, if you know the Husky breed, if you have any experience with Huskies, you probably understand the kind of energy they have. And yes, Princess is the eldest, and we're going slow for her. She thinks they look very, very tired. When I put Princess up, if we still have a signal, you'll see an explosion. These dogs will tear this mileage up. We did 3.5 miles in roughly 3.5 miles in roughly an hour and a half. We'll probably do that in about 30 minutes. So it's pretty wild. Animal cruelty. You're beating your dogs up again. I guess sometimes, I ask for that kind of treatment. When you're on Facebook, people can say anything. And again, I don't mean to be harsh on people. Everyone means well. But understanding what I do, I've run with the dogs, like I said, they're not even thirsty. Run with the dogs off leash. Usually you can tell the amount of work they're doing by their thirst level. You can't even give it away, can you, Jim? No. And Princess tripping in the back, she stumbles sometimes. It doesn't mean she can't do this. People. Oh, brother. People ask me, well, why aren't you broadcasting like you used to? Well, that's why. Okay, are we ready, Jimmy? Mm-hmm. So, Case, buddy.
You got to swing all the way around in the circle.
Yeah.
Call behind this one.
Okay, buddy, thank you. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes we put our emotions into what we think, and emotions are not healthy for making good decisions, especially when you're dealing with an animal that totally different in their capabilities and what they. Hang on, the boat are stopped.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't ready. It's okay, bud. Take your time. So how far do you think we went?
We must have went about 3 miles.
Okay, they stopped. They turned.
One coming this way.
Okay. When we get through there, you'll look at the map and see if it says.
Okay, I will. It usually says you are here. You ready?
Yep. Come on, guys, hike. Might be perfect, Jim. Junction and Breakwater Trail. That's the name of it. That was the best. Good boys. So, what happens, folks? And what's it say? How many miles till?
We went about 2.5.
About 2.5?
Yep.
Okay.
We got 2.5 miles back.
That's cool. We could drop the other two off and fly the other side.
Fly the other side.
If we want, we'll see. Good boys.
Sorry, buddy. Doing the best again.
Oh, it's good, man. That's great. Can you believe baby held up?
My baby's doing good so far.
Come on, guys. Hi. Animal cruelty, Jimmy.
Oh, no, you terrible person.
So what happens is, now, in case you're just tuning in, I am the WooFDriver. We're on the Breakwater Junction Trail in Delaware near Rehoboth Beach. I'm out of Maryland. I'm running 3 Huskies that are all roughly 9 to 10 years old, and I'm running a Husky that's 15 years old. Been doing this for about 25 first rodeo, and we just had a comment, and I'm not trying to single people out here, but I just checked the Facebook feed, and the first comment I see is, "That's terrible. The dogs look very, very tired, and the one in the back is tripped." So the one in the back, I'm assuming she's talking, or the person, I think it was a woman, was talking about Princess. Well, Princess is 15 plus years old, and she's not the kind of dog you're going to leave. Most Huskies aren't the kind of dog you're going to leave home on the couch. She wants to get out there and be with her mate. Oh, sorry. I'll move over for you. Hello.
Thank you.
Sure. Do you have enough room?
Is this the dog power device?
It is. Dog power, people power.
I think I can take a picture.
Oh, sure, sure.
On video.
Go for it.
Now they had to stop on me. Why didn't you stop, you guys?
Oh, I'm slowing them down. I can go faster. I was slowing them down so you can get a picture. Yeah, WooFDriver, WOOF driver. I'm on Facebook and all that good stuff. I take them all over the East Coast and run them. Yeah, kind of. It's based upon like a dog sled on wheels. But they're on the side because it gives us easier control. And I got a little motor here so I can, when we get in difficult situations, and yeah, they're all real friendly. And I can get them past areas quicker if I need to. Sometimes they like to sniff around.
Live from here.
Well, we live out of Baltimore, so
Okay.
about 2.5 hours.
In the Ruston area, but we
Oh, do you? Oh, interested.
house here.
We've gone to like the WO&D trail down.
I've
Yeah,
never seen you on the trail, but I'm on there a lot.
yeah. The C&O is the one we're on the most.
Oh, from Baltimore.
Yeah. So
Well, and they probably like it more.
They do.
And you have all the off-road stuff.
exactly. Yeah, so we can
That
do.
is like the coolest thing I've seen in a while.
Thank you so
And
much.
as an engineer, I appreciate it. And as a cyclist.
Oh, are you an engineer?
Yeah.
This was quite a feat. A guy builds them for me out of Utah Trikes.
Okay.
So we made this one 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel steering, but the 4-wheel steering was too much to keep working, but
Okay.
it's like a hybrid car.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll look you up. I definitely recorded
Cool.
the website.
Cool. Have a great day. Good talking to you. Thank you. Thanks, Jimmy. I see it.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Have a great day. Thank you. So that's nice. Love meeting good people, interesting people. Good boy, Jay.
You say she had a husky?
No, she's an engineer and dog lover or something. So she loves seeing this. So I'm getting back to the lecture at hand, folks. So just have to vent here a little bit. So,
Remember, it narrows as you go around the turn.
yep. Yeah, it does narrow. Come on, guys. So someone was mentioning that, the dogs look really, really tired. Well, I can guarantee you 3 of them ain't tired at all. Meaning Chase, Jag, and Zorro. Princess might be tiring a little bit, but this is no more than a glorified walk. Now, it turns into a little bit more work when we put Princess up, and we can let the dogs really dig in and pull and exercise some of their real potential. We're going slow for Princess, but we're walking essentially for her. And as soon as she tires and's had enough, we put her up and we turn on the turbocharge, letting the pups unleash it, no pun intended. But you got to remember that just because she's older doesn't mean she can't exercise. And I think that's what a lot of people run into. They let their emotions go, and they're like, well, that dog's equivalent to, 80-some years old, a person. They can't be doing all that. Well, there are 80-some-year-old people that are mobile, that can do it. And some of that's just attitude, some of that's hereditary, and some of that is just exercise. So, yeah, she does occasionally stumble. She doesn't, she can fall down too and get right back up. She does that when she's off leash. I mean, it doesn't mean she has to stop living. Now, she'll turn in a little bit. She was getting tired, but some of that's attitude. Come on, Zaro.
About the 3 miles.
What's that?
We're about at the 3 mile princess.
3 mile princess mark, right? Come on, pretty. She's good usually for 3 miles. Come on, pretty. See, but some of that is attitude. So, come on, pretty. And it looks like she's probably done. So let me check that. Yeah, she wants to get up in her seat. I can tell by her posture. A good girl. Are you done? Let's see. So I give her a quick check. This is how I know. And then I'll get back in and see if that was just an attitude thing. Because Huskies like to be in control. So she wants to know she can stop me. Come on, guys. And sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, I can stop the vehicle when I want by just doing that. And sometimes she's genuinely tired. But if I don't, this will never hurt her. So if I don't give her a chance to really see if that's just attitude or if it's really tiredness, then we're not going to know, and we won't max her out. We want to, relatively speaking, max her out. We want to let her sow her seeds here, hit her potential. Come on, guys. Once I put her up, we will move it at a quicker pace. But what I was saying about senior dogs is we don't want to overlook see, as we go slow, the other dogs start goofing off a little bit because they feel like, well, I can sniff here, I can do this. When they're going at a quicker pace, they're working, and they have a one-track mind, so they're just focused on it. But when you stop, their mind can deviate some or slow down like we are, just to get Princess in her run. As I was saying, it's important we get our senior dogs exercise. Some can do more than others. We don't want to stress them, but we want to let them reach their peak or close to it. See, I'm trying to get every last little bit of energy she has out of her, because I know that mobility helps her arthritis and other health-related issues from age. Beautiful day. What time was it, Jim?
4:30.
So we've been on the trail for how long?
Hour and a half. I think we got on 3 o'clock.
So please, by all means, you can keep leaving comments and concerns and questions and all that good stuff, and I'll address them. And I never take anything personal. And
4:30.
4:30. Okay. I know people have, again, almost everybody viewing as an animal lover, and they have the best intentions. So I don't mean to offend anybody, but this is what we do, and my success with the dogs, and they lead a pretty full life doing this, and it's been a good pack companionship experience, and especially for a dog like a Husky, and that's why I have them with a lot of energy to go. They need vigorous exercise. And thank you. A little tight back here, Jimmy.
Somebody's coming out that good. Through the leaves. They're spikes about to be really quicker. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a road up there.
Pretty? Okay, see, I was picking up speed because, we got someone behind us.
Mm-hmm. Way more.
Yep. Howdy. Oh, so you know what it's all about. Awesome. Thank you. Lady was saying she had 2 Samoyeds, And these guys look like Samoyeds, so everybody thinks they are because they're all white and they're woolly coat, double coated. Long hair, that's what that means. So they've got that fluff looking like a Samoyed. Only difference is these guys got blue eyes, except for Chase, he's got brown eyes. If you wouldn't know better, you'd think they were Samoyeds. Samis, they say. And again, a northern breed dog, which would be good for an activity like this. How's Jimmy?
Everything's good, bud.
I can't believe our girl.
She's doing good so far. We had her down to a peg. She's just getting attitude.
Yeah, she was getting an attitude. Likes to be in control. I mean, I'm sure she's going to be done soon, but...
You're traveling with good speed. So
Yep. Well, like you said, depending on where we stop them, we might take the boys for a quick run.
yeah,
The wheel's still holding up, Jim?
yes. It's been really good. Especially if you've got parts to it.
Great. So if you were with us from the beginning, which is a good... We've been on for an hour and 41 minutes, the trail. A good hour and 41 minutes ago. You'll know we had mechanical problems with one of the wheels. These wheels... Come on, good boys. These wheels basically were just repaired. They had the bearings. The bearings go bad on these every so often. Every year or so, I would say, on average. And the bearings went bad, so we replaced them in two wheels. And that's no easy feat because this is a custom-made vehicle, and the way it was built, it's really hard to maintenance it. It's... Oh, squirrel right in front of us.
There are a lot of them here.
It's not... Again, something you can open up on YouTube and say, how do I fix this? It's totally custom. So that's why I've got Chris and Jim, and they were able to do it. But one of the wheels seems to have, I guess, unseated from the way it was installed back. So Chris ran to the hardware store, and he's got some parts. He kind of patched it up to make it through part of the run. And when we run into him again, he should be able to put in what we need to get it working good again. Everybody's doing really, really good. I thought that was someone dead, Jim. I was like, Jesus, that was weird.
Yeah, for the sleeping bag.
The sleeping bag, yeah. I was like, whoa, my heart fell out.
I didn't see it on the way in.
I didn't either. I'm going to let her sniff a little. As Princess tires, and any dog this is true, a little bit of a motivating factor is to let them sniff the area they're in, let them mark it if they want to, which he's probably going to do. And then, come on. Come on, guys. Hike. Sometimes that'll give her a little more fire, a little more life to run a little more. Come on, Chase.
It's 3 miles in here.
3 mile? What do you mean?
I think it's 0.5. We just traveled a half a mile back.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And now, how come you only think we went 2.5? Good girl.
What was on the map?
Because it,
The place that we left,
yeah. Didn't it say 2 point? Didn't it? I thought it said 3.5 to 4 miles.
we said, Billy, but that doesn't show something different on the map.
Traveling an hour and a half. What do you think? What do we normally get with Princess?
Well, an hour and a half, in an hour we should be back. About 2 hours,
No, but I'm saying with Princess, how far does she go usually in an hour?
about 2.5 to 3 miles.
So she might actually have 4, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm reading 2 different maps.
Yeah, I know. That's lovely when they do that. Trying to figure out.
You're right, that's what it said when we turned.
It did.
But,
And that's about what we would
that
have.
was the end of the trail back there.
Yeah, it said it. End of state lands. Come on, Zara. If you're just tuning in, this is WooFDriver. We're on the Breakwater Trail in Delaware. Just came from the Rehoboth Beach area. We took the trail to there. It kind of like fingers, if you will, or T's. When you start this trail, you start in the middle. I'm looking behind me, looking in front. You're getting a cool perspective from the camera setup I have today. New way I'm doing it, kind of gives you a view of all the dogs and surrounding area and the bike as well. It kind of dips and rotates and all that good stuff. You get a little bit of the camera arm in there. I apologize. Try to make it as perfect as possible, but I figured we'd rather see some of the camera arm and get a wider view than a narrower view and not see the camera arm. So this parallels, what road? Is that 404, do you know? Come on.
That's not 404 there.
Come on, Jace.
That road has a name. We're going to cross it.
Oh, is that the road we crossed?
Yeah.
So if you saw us coming out here, we crossed at a tight gate, and we're probably going to cross, well, I'm sure we're going to cross that gate again. Kind of interesting how the dogs, we maneuver the dogs through. Every gate's different usually because of different dimensions and sometimes different bikes we're on, and sometimes we can get dogs to cooperate easier. I'm just taking my time, trying to get Princess all she can in. Any comments, concerns, or questions, always feel free to leave them there. You can put WooFDriver in a Google or any search engine, and you'll get a plethora of websites and information about me. I'm a published author on Amazon, as well as music I've published and all kinds of stuff, all dog-centric too. In case you didn't know, the curator of the Presidential Pet Museum, presidents from George Washington to our current president, who doesn't have any dogs, or any animals I should say, but almost all the other presidents. I think there's been one other president that hasn't had any animals, but it's quite fascinating and interesting, and that's at presidentialpetmuseum.com. And actually, one or two presidents had Huskies. You can read about them as well. So some of this trail runs through some residential areas, which is kind of cool, but you need to be vigilant of dogs that might be around, neighbors' dogs, etc. So we're going to get to the gate, and be cool how we go through it. There's two gates crossing this road, one on each side, of course. And is this the only gate we dealt with?
Yeah, I believe it is. I don't believe we got another.
Kind of nice when trails don't have a lot of these because we are a little wide.
You ready to get off?
I think you can. Let's see what happens.
Which way you want to look?
For those of you following us on Google Maps, we're at Holland Glade Road, which it says Wolf Neck Road is the next intersecting road at 1.84 miles. Come on, sir. Nope, nope, other way. Come on, sir. On the other side. Nope. Come on, Z-Man. Come on, Z-Man. You know what? I'm going to lift this up a little bit. Here, let me get, you got to get him. Hang on, he's...
Is me off?
I don't think so. Okay, Mr. Z. Sometimes you'll feel better doing this. Ho, ho. Don't go anywhere. Don't stay. Hang on. I'll start to go a little bit. Shag through. Come on, Freddie. Okay, yeah.
Come on, Billy, go ahead. Go ahead, you got it.
Jim, you let me get her. She's a good girl.
Come on, go.
Come on, guys. So you can see now, if I hit it with a little speed, it usually goes smoother. Come on, guys. Come on.
Let's catch you, Billy, first. Okay, now, Billy.
Watch her.
She's all right. Come on, side. Come on, Billy. Come on, baby. Come on, Billy, go. Come on. Come on, Billy. Come on.
I'll get her, Jim.
Keep it coming at you.
Jim's not as agile as he used to be. Come on, good girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Good girl.
Like being in home, we better work in home.
Well, you know the way that goes. Okay, come on, guys. Hike. I'm going to go over in the grass. These people are walking 3 wide. So, you just got to take your time going through those gates. You can see how the dogs, they get excited by the smells on the poles. At the same time, they can get confused on which side to go because they're not paying attention, and that's why we guide them the right way. Come on, pretty. Good girl.
You all right?
She's doing great.
Doing good?
Yep. Just keep it.
Hi.
Howdy, howdy. Good, how are you? She's good. She's fine. Good girl. Good boys. Come on, guys. Again, this bike being the all-terrain vehicle it is, through the 4-wheel drive system, can go almost anywhere. So right on that grass is easy for. Come on, pretty. Come on. Good girl. Right on that grass is easy for them, and it gives us the unique ability to pass somebody to totally get out of their way. Come on, pretty girl. Come on, pretty. Good girl. Good girl. Still coaxing her along. And that's what we like to do. Good. Now she's out in front. So I was addressing someone who had left a comment how they didn't agree with this kind of training. And all I can say is everybody has their own way of doing things. Which way did I go, Jim? To the right. And sometimes this can look a little deceiving. Oh, Lewis, 4.3 miles. I don't know. Wolf Neck Parking is where we were, I think. That's 1.84.
Yeah.
So what do you think we've traveled back?
On the map, we travel almost 2.5 one way that way.
So do you, yeah.
It'll be 5 miles time we get back. It's close.
Yep. So usually people that have Huskies or are familiar with the breed understand what's going on here a little in a different, I guess, from a different perspective. A Husky's a very energetic dog, and left to its own devices, it becomes a behavioral problem if you can't give it the proper exercise it needs. So hence why I do what I do. People don't have to go to these lengths. They can simply, and this works for all dogs, you can get the proper attachment to put a dog on a bike and let him or her roll alongside you and get them really good exercise. Whoops, G over. Yep. Howdy. You too, thank you. To the left, Jim?
To the left, far and lady.
Okay. So, I explained how I've done this kind of activity with our 14-pound Chinese Crested. And because of the way this bike is situated, they do not have to pull. They can simply trot along with it. So it makes it really attractive for almost any dog to do. Now, if they want to pull, they can. So my front dog sometimes will choose to pull, being Chase and Zorro. And what I do is balance the speed out so we don't go faster than my slowest dog, which is Princess. But if Princess is up in her special seat taking a rest, then Jag is the next dog that becomes the slowest dog, because he's got shorter legs, not because he's not as physically fit, just because he's got shorter legs and can't stride like the first 2 dogs. So at a faster pace, he has to almost bounce to keep up with them, and that takes more energy. So got to be cognizant of that too. So always good to know the stature and the physical fitness as well as the physical shape of your dog, the size, like I was saying, and the everything plays a part of it, the stride, etc. But the bike here makes it possible for all different kinds of dogs to run on it. As you see, a 15-year-old dog, a short dog, and the two faster dogs that are more streamlined or more fit to run on this kind of bike. But we can all function together as one happy family through the design and the nature of the bike.
Oh, he's looking at you, man.
Zaro is? He's like, come on, Dad, go a little faster.
You try to squeeze this 5 miles out of your
I don't know. She's still going, so. So sometimes when people see this, they think that, oh, that's cruel. What are those dogs doing? But of course, they don't. It's hard to get a perspective of speed, and a lot of people don't hang on here long enough to listen to me, and certainly to read about me on the my websites and internet. But someone had mentioned, I think, how Princess stumbled, and she just did it again. That's what happens, you know. She's doing a lot of moving for a gal her age, and she doesn't pick her paws up because she's not, doesn't have the fitness, so she's not picking them up as high, and she'll stumble sometimes, but that's okay. That's why we're going at a slow pace, and if she falls, the bike can't hurt her, she can't get hurt, and she'll get right back up and keep continuing on. It's like a child when they fall and you overdo it a little bit. Sometimes they get a little too comfortable with that. You just want to keep it going, and nothing's any big deal, and keep them safe, but keep on trucking. Obviously, when she's had enough, if she doesn't want to do this at all, she doesn't have to. I do this for my dogs. I know people have commented before, he's doing it so he can go out. This thing's got a motor. I could just get on here and go. It'd be 1,000 times easier without the dogs. But I do this for my dogs. Not because I want to do it, because I want them to do it, and I want to enjoy it with them. Please go to my website or put WooFDriver in Google, and you can find out a plethora of information and websites about everything that's going on here. I have other vehicles I attach them to, scooter at home for neighborhood running, regular bicycle I use sometimes. Few and far between. The scooter I use more than the bike, and different configurations of these dog-powered go-karts, as I call them. We also do other activities. You'll find out all about that. Off-leash free ranging on farms we go to, as well as a canine sport called lure coursing, which basically, goes caters to dogs with a high prey drive, like a husky. What's that? Not yours? You sure, Jimmy? This trail's been nice. I think it's been a great trail. You think so, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's a great trail. I think it's good. It's very scenic. Wooded and scenic. Somewhere different.
Oh, yeah. So we've been out here for almost 2 hours, bud.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere between 2:30 and 3 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track.
Well, I got it on my phone. It says we started 2 hours ago. I started the video feed. Yeah. Yep. This is cool. I love when they have curves and trails. Usually most trails are pretty much straight ahead that we do, because they're rails to trails. And yep, she's popping, bud. Sometimes you get going down a hill. What's that? Temperature? Yeah, it's a little warm, believe it or not. Yeah. So it's good. It's a good mix between us and them. The temperature, Jim was commenting, because anything above 0 degrees is warm for a husky. I mean, theoretically, they say these dogs could go down past 50 below 0. There's not too many places on earth that get that cold, but their coats and their bodies are built for it. they actually have a hollow fiber hair, which means the insulation is kind of like they try to insulate a window where you have some dead airspace between. Our Princess was just, sometimes she'll go to mark an area and she'll stumble because I'm moving. Okay, good girl. She's coming back. She's doing good. Come on, good girl. Good girl, Princess. You heard something in there. What's that, Jim? Looks like it's...
Farm people put it.
Oh.
It's like people farm put it.
This farm put it in there.
They kind of do the same thing as a new farm.
Yeah. They put the old equipment there to die. But don't they get money for the scrap metal?
They can if they want to pack it in.
The Princess is definitely getting a little tired there. She's... Come on, good girl. What I'll do before I put her up, remember, I try to maximize her mileage for her. Not for me, for her. Hey, let's give him some water, Jim. That'll give her a break. Come on, guys. Ho! I can try to check Facebook comments while we're doing this. Good girl. Good boys. Everybody's looking good. I'll try to see if we got any more comments out here. Okay. Looking good. I'll try to see. So I'm gonna try to go to any. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Sure, Bobby.
Sending out a big shout out to Cheryl Gilchrist. She tunes in a lot. I appreciate her friendship there on Facebook. She's been with us for years, the WooFDriver Project. See if any comments, anywhere you're at, you can leave a comment or concern or anything you may have. Love talking to everybody. Okay. We got some WooFDriver comments. Okay. I'm going to lower this.
Anywhere you're at, you can leave it.
Hey, Kathleen Johnson Gadsden, how are you? Hopefully you're still on there. Wonderful to see you. You could say hi now. Oh, thank you. We were, must have been talking about someone. She says, prayers of healing. Oh, that's for Chase probably with his paw. Thank you so much. And thank you, Maureen. Maureen was saying how we take extremely good care of the dogs. And Kathleen, yes, Princess, she does stumble sometimes. Again, because of her age, she's 15 plus, so she doesn't lift her paws up as high. That's why running on smooth trails is easier for her. So sometimes she'll stumble a little, but it doesn't stop her. And I don't want to preclude her exercise for that. It's not in any way detrimental to her. She's a tough old girl. So, yep, always keeping an eye on Princess. Kathleen said, I'm not keeping an eye. He's not watching her. Jim, you're not paying attention either. So, yep, Princess, actually, she's not limping at all. She does sometimes want to stop and mark the trees, and we do let her do that. Sometimes we can't. If you let her do it too much, she'll stop at every tree. But she's not limping at all. Sometimes the camera, remember the camera's an extremely... She used to limp. She don't limp at all now. So it's incredible. So thank you so much, Kathleen. Great to see you. Please keep watching. We probably have another mile to mile and a half to go. We'll see if Princess is up for that. If not, you know about her bed. Excuse me, she can go on that at any time. But when we're done, we put Princess in the truck and we're going to turn some speed on. I'm a little cold, so I'm sorry if I'm stuttering there a little bit, stumbling on my words. Okay, just checking all the pages. Okay. It's okay, buddy. Yeah. He wants to go. Chase wants to go. So, but we sometimes the anticipation is what it's all about. Jaggy, you smiling?
I think he says he wishes he was back in the truck.
Jaggy? Okay, Chase. Okay, I think I went through all the comments. Thanks so much, buddy. So, did they drink a lot, Jim?
No.
No. Yeah, see, you can usually get an idea how hard they're working and temperature by how much they drink. And no, Princess drink?
Princess drank the most.
Okay. So she's working a little harder of course, because of her age. This is a little more physically demanding. Come on, pretty. Come on. Watch her. She'll turn right
Oh,
around.
baby.
Good girl.
Good girl. Good.
Well, she's re-engaged.
We just need to drink.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got a fair amount of mileage on her.
Mm-hmm. About 8/10 of a mile from her having a 5-mile drive.
Are we?
For her,
Really?
pretty close.
So Princess is miraculous. Good girl. We got the night camera for some night vision. Doesn't mean I'm gonna keep you out here all night, Jimmy.
Okay, you do whatever you want. It's your trip, buddy.
We've been trying to get this trip in for a couple days between mechanical issues and people issues. It's been a little bit of a challenge, but it was colder earlier in the week. I mean, we had a really cold Arctic spell, and it's heating up a little bit. It's at least above freezing today, and tomorrow's gonna be 65. So tomorrow will be a little warm for the dogs, still with their winter coat. So when it's really warm, I have to go a lot slower, and I'm going about as slow as I can right now for Princess. So for her, it would be a lot of work. She'd probably get a mile in, if that. But all that's taken into consideration as we do our trips. And I usually don't let weather hold us back. I just adjust the speed, the watering, the cool down time, etc. Yeah, see, Princess is not limping at all. Nobody's limping here. We're all doing good. The way they're tethered to the bike, and even Chase, he can look like he's limping sometimes. It's just his gait. You can see when I take him off leash, if we stop to do an off leash quick free ranging moment, or when we're loading in the truck, you can see none of them are limping. Occasionally, limping is caused by, we'll get it at least, is the wear on their pads. So I carry booties with me if necessary, and pads usually heal very quickly, but that happens occasionally, and that can happen when we're free ranging too, because we run over some rough terrain. But I've had really good success. No, knock on wood, no real bad injuries ever. Just some few scrapes. Got a bike. Yep, I see you. You want to grab her?
I can't reach it.
Okay, I'll get over so you can.
I got him now.
Good. Because they're coming quick, and I think they're a little elderly. I'm just looking. So I always want to.
Yeah, 10 years younger than me.
You're a youngster, Jimmy.
That's a fine way to get around that.
It's good on gas too. Good on fuel economy.
Hi there.
I bet you got a little hair.
Have a great day. Thank you. Come on, guys, hike. Almost everybody we see on these trails are friendly. Some people are more talkative than others, but usually a great experience. So yeah, we never really let weather hold us back, and quite frankly, the worse the weather, the more the dogs like it. I mean, they're more used to they're to the worst conditions. I've been caught in major rainstorms, which I try to avoid like the plague, but that happens. Snow is a little more fun, especially a cold snow, because you stay dry and you get snowed on. A wet snow, the snow lays on you and wets your suit or whatever. Come on, pretty. Good girl. But the dogs, of course, they love the snow. Come on, pretty. Good girl. So today is Saturday. What we'll do is when we get the dogs home, we'll give them a nice rest on Sunday, and probably Monday we'll do some free range, and again, different activities, exercises, different parts of their body, their anatomy, and let's engage totally differently. So I try to always give them variety of activities, and if all goes well and everything cooperates, Tuesday we'll do another dog trip like this. Wednesday might be a rest day, but depending on the weather, what everything turns out to be, we might do some lure coursing, what I call the amazing chase. If you've never tuned in for that, it's really interesting. Most people have never seen anything like it. It's a sport designed for dogs to basically chase a toy which resembles prey around a 3 to 5 acre course, which is run on a motorized pulley system which runs the string which the toy or the decoy, the lure, attaches to. It's a sport that's designed for sight hounds because sight hounds actually hunt with their sight, like greyhounds for instance, and they're very fast. So the course, the lure is made to travel the equipment about 40 miles per hour. Now Huskies are not that fast. Most semi-fast breeds like a Husky or Shepherd can run about 30 miles per hour. So the equipment we use goes about 30 miles per hour. But the problem with the Husky is they can run it all day. So it's a different kind of lure coursing. A sight hound's going to do a lap or two and be done his exercise or her exercise. The Husky's going to run about 12 miles and then think about being tired. Like Zorro, he's run over 12 miles chasing it in circles. So quite a sight to see. Now, I believe I'm the only person in the world to set up a course for Huskies to do this. We've actually got a dedicated course. There are places you can go in different states, I've been told, where they have lure coursing for, you can take your dog and do like a loop or two. There's Princess, and actually she sneezed. She didn't trip. She sneezed, and then that caused her to not trip, if you will, but caused her to stumble. So you could take your dog to one of these places, and essentially, I believe they're fenced areas, and almost like a batting cages or a golf driving range, but they're... Now, Princess was not limping there. She was thinking about marking the area. So remember, sometimes it looks like it, but looks are deceiving. And I'm here, so I'm watching them. Now, I know Kathleen had mentioned that I took my eye off her. I got her right here in my rear view mirror. So Jim's usually watching ahead, and I'm paying more attention to the dogs because I can read their body language the best. And if he glimpses over, if we feel a tug on the bike, that's what's so great about the bike, we'll know that something's up with one of them, and that'll force you to look. But I'm usually looking, very astute all the time to each dog. And if all goes as planned, we'll get in 2 dog trips next week, get in a couple days of free range, and then maybe a lure coursing day. We could be out there 5 days. Again, this is what I do, so 3 to 5 days a week. Can't always broadcast. Some of the areas we go to just don't have live broadcasting signal. Oh, sorry about that. No problem. They do, don't they? Have a good day. Thanks. Yeah. Oh. Sorry about that. I'm not paying attention to my bike rides behind. Yeah, it's nice when they let you know they're coming around, but that's why I usually don't, I stay right in the center of the trail till I see somebody, so somebody could pass me and I don't migrate to the left or right usually, in case somebody does pass me, doesn't say anything, and I don't catch them. Yeah, so we're out there 3 to 5 times a week venturing. I don't always have capabilities to broadcast, and sometimes, quite frankly, I like to film it in a different way. I want to remember these times forever. So I'm doing 360. I've done them in 3D before, and I do them with the rotating tilt cameras you see. Sometimes I'll do a multi-level, multiple camera view or recording of an event. and then create a video and share it on YouTube. Got over 1,000 videos amongst a bunch of YouTube WooFDriver channels. Focusing them in on different things. That's why there's a few channels. Some of the special events we do, though, like we've raced Belgian horses on a real, and when I say race, I use that term lightly. We ran with Belgian horses on a real bona fide horse track. Maryland's a big, we have a lot of horses in the state, a lot of horse farms and the Preakness, etc. So there's lots of horses for the dogs to mingle with, if you will. And some of the farms we go to, that's how we got involved with that, are horse farms. Look at her, Jim.
Yeah, she's doing remarkably.
Maybe she's getting younger and we're getting older.
We're getting close, I remember the fence.
Yeah. This is a cool fence we crossed. Is this the swamp area, the marsh?
Yeah.
Salt marsh swamp. This is cool. We went through here earlier, if you've been watching the broadcast, and it's a salt marsh swamp, I believe. And I was talking about how coming through here in the summer, you'd probably see some cool wildlife, especially with the tall grasses and marshy area. Princess is really popping. You could see, and sometimes you don't want to slow down when she's doing this good. You want to, because you want to keep her pace. Now that was a branch she stumbled on, so I know everybody's gonna tell me she stumbled. I know, I'm watching. I mean, she has fallen before, but we respond to it instantaneously. She's never been injured from the bike, ever. So, this is a really safe way for her to get her exercise in. And quite frankly, all the dogs. They've never been injured. The worst they've had is a little bit of the paw rub I was explaining, the pad issue. And I noticed that happened on a really cold day once. I just don't know if the way the ground was interacting with their pads. It was on Jag, actually. But what we do for that is we put booties on them, or we use a product called Musher Secret, which is a non-toxic wax, which you can kind of just paint on the dog's pad. And it's made to prevent the snowballing effect. Whereas where snow builds between dogs' pads, their paws sometimes, each toe. Cool area. And we take this for granted, and I'm sure you do too as we're driving, that... Eagle? Where? Back up, guys.
Beautiful dog.
Back up.
Goes about 1 o'clock. See the top of the tree on the other side? Keep it back up.
Well, I'll walk. Let me walk, Jim.
Okay.
Whoop. Stay, guys.
About 1 o'clock.
Oh, I see him. Jeez. Holy cow. Stay, guys. Let me just try to get a picture of this, folks. We got a huge eagle. I told you, this marshy area. Good now. Incredible. I mean, that thing is massive. Huge eagle, folks. Cool marshy area we're above, and now that's a buzzard. I mean, that thing. He looks bigger than the dogs.
I guess he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's the other one landed with him.
He did land with him. I've never seen a buzzard that big.
Maybe it's another eagle.
Jimmy's faking me out. Fake news. Come on, guys, hike.
Could be 2 eagles.
It could be. But he looked like a buzzard when it was coming in. But you can't tell because of the time of day here. The dogs hear other dogs through the marshlands. Yeah, you can't tell through the dark, the kind of backlit. So I can't see if he's got a white head. So sometimes I'll carry a good camera. I should have had it with me today. Yeah, we'll tell. Oh, he's got to be a buzzard. I think.
Yeah, he looks like the other one. They're big, aren't they?
They're massive, unless it's just the way we're looking at them, like, because we're lower like this. It might be, Jim. Do I see a white hat?
They may both be. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they're not. They look bigger than buzzards.
Buzzards, you'd see more, I think.
No, they're really big.
Oh no, there's another.
Another one,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
buzzards.
Yeah.
They gotta be buzzards.
Look at that.
Yeah.
They're probably turkey buzzards. They're big ones.
Wow, he looks as big as a dog.
They're red-headed buzzards. They're big ones. That's something, isn't it? Look at that. Look
Incredible.
At that. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought you said eagle something everybody else. You must be a big buzzard. Look how big that is.
Wow.
That's a swell.
So we're looking at some massive buzzards, folks. Sorry, I can't point the camera at it, but massive buzzards too.
Beautiful marsh. That marsh is something.
Yeah, that marsh is awesome. So as I was saying, though, never had an injury from this bike except for the pads occasionally. And it's interesting, though, if you know how to look at a dog's nails, you can tell if the dog is doing good with just how the how the claw or the nail wears on the dog, if how he's running, and if he's straining, if he's holding back some, whatever. Really interesting, and I learned that with Danielle, the groomer, actually, who, if you tuned in earlier this week, you saw our grooms. We do grooms every 2 weeks, and for 2 of the dogs, and we do every 4 weeks for 2 of the other dogs. So all this stopping to get pictures and everything, the other dogs are not as into the stopping part because they just want to keep going, but it works well for Princess to get her mileage in. So that's why I'm eager to do it. The other dogs want to go. They want to get spent. Looks like a squirrel or something. I could be wrong. Hard to tell from far ahead, but when you do this enough, you get an idea from what dogs or what animals are what. Come on, pretty. Good girl. Come on, pretty.
Keep an eye on your nails, too, everybody, every now and then.
Yeah. Actually hasn't been too crowded.
No.
So the dogs can smell they're getting close back to the truck. Now, what they don't know is I'm going to give them an extra run, and I'm going to hopefully keep the broadcast with me. We might start a new feed. We've been on here for a while, and it actually attracts new people the way Facebook works when you start a new feed, and we might put in the night vision camera. Good girl, pretty. Boy, this is a lot of fence, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, no. Pretty beautiful place. This place.
See, all the different speed changes loses the interest of Princess sometimes.
Getting time for wild animals.
Yeah, dark 30.
Mm-hmm.
Jim says it's getting time for wild animals, dark 30. So, see her, she does better at a quicker pace sometimes, and it gets her in that mode of not thinking, just going. Like I was saying, dogs are one-track minded, so when they have a task at hand in front of them, they'll kind of stick to the script. They won't deviate usually. Unlike humans that are distracted easy. Dogs are intense. Especially a husky. That's how they hunt. Two hours and 24 minutes, buddy.
Okay. I'm here for a while.
How you feeling, Jimmy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm fine.
I think we'll give the 3 a whirl. Now that says the 2-mile marker.
No, I don't understand that. Oh, that's 2 miles from the end. That's just about what I told you. It's 2.5 miles to where we were, remember?
So it's 2.5.
No, that's 2 miles from the place we left.
Okay, so we got a half a mile.
Yeah, we got about a half a mile to where we were.
That means Princess has done 4.5 miles, folks. Coaxing her along. It's so healthy for her.
I think it falls a little short. to the 2.5 mile mark.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Zara. They think they see something out there. You see anything, Jim?
Yeah, I see it.
They think they see animals and.
These things I don't see.
Hope everyone's enjoying this broadcast. You're with WooFDriver Live on the Breakwater Trail in Delaware near Rehoboth Beach, Delaware State, East Coast of the United States. WooFDriver on tour, I call it. We took a run out here about 2.5 hours from home. Got the 4 Huskies with us, Chase, Jag, and Zara, all between 9 and 10 years old, and Princess, 15 years old. Right now, we've got in roughly 4.5 miles. We're working on getting Princess 5 miles, and then we'll put her in the truck with Chris, and we'll run the boys another 4 or 5 miles at a quick pace. Hopefully the broadcast is coming in good. I know we go through some turbulent connection areas. We always keep a copy, so if you're enjoying this show, you can go on my YouTube channel probably in the next, or actually WooFDriver Movies channel in the next week or so, and we'll post it there. You can watch us run again. But this is happening live, at least right now. What a good pace she's got going, Jim.
He's going good, isn't
Yeah, man. With Huskies, as I've said before, some of it's an attitude game. Even with Princess at 15 years old, if you saw us free ranging last week, she was a little snippety with Chase, her brother here. She was trying to let him know she still got it. And she was challenging him a little bit. She tried to mount him. Chase is great, he won't fight back, but I was trying to separate them and be a little challenging for the WooFDriver even. Princess is a very dominant female, and she needs her pack daddy, meaning me, or pack mama, to be alpha, to show her that, hey, we're not going to tolerate this behavior. Otherwise, she will try to rule the scene, and that means she'll try to control the shot and won't listen. Control the shots by not listening. And same thing with when you saw Danielle the groomer. She has to let her know that she's in charge. Otherwise, Princess will do what she wants to do, and nothing will get accomplished. Personally, I didn't think Princess was going to make it this far today, but as we get into it, her joints loosen up, and she actually runs better. You're getting a view of the pine forest. You can smell it a little bit. We started off around here. Remember, we're doubling back on this trail, which we usually don't. Zara sensed it as he looked right over at a gray squirrel. The squirrels are watching us here, huh? They're only the 2 gates there, Jim.
That's the 2 gates we turned around at.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I hope the other ways was good.
Yep. Not pretty. Slowing down a little bit. Trying to let her complete this. Oh, pretty. Come on, pretty. Sometimes it's just a little bit of coaxing through the voice. Come on, good girl. There you go. Good boy, Zorro. Good boy, Chase. Good boy, Jag. Good girl, Princess. praise whenever you can. Always try to do it and let them know they're doing great. Yes, she did stumble a little there, but she's fine. So we'll try to get another 4 or 5 miles with the boys after we drop Princess off. And then we will call it an evening. We always get ourselves a nice dinner and let the dogs rest. Very important not to feed the dogs after heavy activity for at least an hour. That's my rule of thumb. Some people, I believe, say a half hour, but I'm an hour. Dogs are susceptible to something called bloat, and there's no real exact science why it happens, but veterinarians, in my opinion, have claim it's intake of air, water, food, whatever. So they're going to be panting a lot after this activity, and if you mix that with food, it can cause bloat, which can be fatal. It causes their stomach to turn upside down in their body. Now, certain precautions can be taken if you have, some dogs are more prone to it than others, and certain body structures, canine body structures, are more prone to it. So sometimes veterinarians will recommend having a dog's stomach stapled to his side where it can't turn upside down. Never done it before, but I've been told about it. It's one way, I think, to prevent bloat, but by feeding them at least an hour after heavy activity or any kind of real physical activity, to me at least helps some of the basics, or is a basic way to avoid bloat. Left. Huh? We're going to take a left out of here, folks. Heading back to the truck. We're going to do a round 2 soon. Huh? So I got to pick up the pace a little bit. And that is Princess. She's back there. She's in the black harness, and she's near the black dog, Zorro. Whereas Chase and Jag are the 2 white dogs on the one side, just in case you're wondering, in case you don't know. So Princess is about 5 miles right now. Princess is, I wouldn't say she's exhausted. She's tired though, but I can see it in her body posture that she's not worn out. She'll appreciate stopping soon, but the boys have not even begun yet, so hopefully we'll do a night broadcast here where we'll get you some night activity of the boys tearing it up through here. We might even be done before it gets dark. There's Chris, Jim.
That's good, perfect.
Hey, you like that, don't you?
That's the right thing. Yeah, well, you know how that could go.
So our truck's there waiting for us. We'll go and we'll water the dogs. We'll put Princess up in there. Princess will stay with Chris in the safety of the truck. Good girl. She stopped to mark it. See, we're getting near the entrance to the trail where lots of dogs mark the area. And Princess is still feeling good enough to mark it, so you know that it's not too much for her. Do we? We could cover 5 miles in an hour.
Yep.
By the time we get out of here, it'll be another 15 minutes. But yeah, I don't have all my lights, but I mean all my IR lights. But I've got all my headlights. But it'll be a nice broadcast. Might not be my best night broadcast because I don't have my heavy-duty lights. Heavy-duty infrared lights, I call them. They see in the dark, or they provide light for cameras that see in the dark. I don't have them because I didn't think we'd be running into the night because it's still cold here. Usually they run in the night in the warmer weather. But conditions are right, and it'll be a nice treat for the 3 boys to get a little speed in. Jag will probably run a couple miles at a quick clip and then put him up in the Princess's seat. On the bike, though. Princess will be in the truck.
You want to stay to your left? Remember how it came in?
Oh, yeah. Look at Jag, Jim.
Get up real high. Real high.
Oh, they think they see another dog. That guy with the dog, Jim?
I didn't see no dog. Remember you moved in between them two columns, remember?
Yep.
You gotta swing out a little bit. See where you went through?
Yep. Okay, G guys. Come on.
You are good.
Yep. Come on, G. G.
You good, everybody's good.
I'm gonna go around this way. Am I gonna make it over these pylons?
Well, yeah. Either in between or something. In between, right there by the tree.
Nah. Didn't have the cut of it. Come on, guys. Hey, Chris. We're going to take the three boys, put Princess up. She did awesome. Let's water him, Jimmy, and clean her water bowl in the back. So, folks, I'm going to keep you with me. We just finished 5 miles, and it was a light run. Again, kind of like a glorified walk, if you will. We were going at that kind of speed. Come on, Chase. Chase. But we mainly kept the light speed for Princess. And we were able to get her 5 miles in, which is fantastic. And you're getting a view of her drinking. That is Princess, who's drinking the water right now. Chris is waiting for us. He's got a part we need for the bike because we're going to put the bike to a little more of the test. We're going to put Princess in the truck so she's done for the day. No need to take her with us. We're going to run the dogs at a little quicker pace, and we're going to let it all hang out, basically, folks. So I am the WooFDriver. Been doing this for about 25 years, all different levels. I've had Huskies in my family for 25 years. I've ran them for 25 years. Not to this extent where I travel all over the East Coast. That's been more recent, the past 10 years. About 9-10 years. I've been doing that. I know people are sometimes concerned, like, what are you doing? It's too much for those dogs or whatever. Dogs are very well maintained. They're the most important aspect of what we do. Ask Jim. If it's him or the dogs, something's gonna happen to it's him. So the dogs are totally our main focus here, the main concern. I do this to provide them the exercise they really need and what they're bred to do. I take them free ranging because a lot of people say, oh, why do they have to be attached to the bike? Well, there's leash laws in every state. Sometimes if we get to an open area and we want to go really fast, we can put Princess up and let Jag run off leash. It's a little bit more, Jag. It's a little bit more problem. I was pulling him away because him and Chase are getting a little too close for comfort sometimes. They're good with each other, but again, I know the way dogs are. They get territorial, possessive, and sometimes they get a little too close for comfort, and that's why we do what we do. Come on, Jay. Good boy. That's why I do the training I do. Stay. Good boy. But because of leash laws, this is the perfect idea for the dogs. It doesn't have to be this extensive. Attaching a dog to a bike like a Husky that needs the kind of exercise that some of these energetic breeds really need and work. Attaching them to the bike lets you not have to be as physical and run 20 or 30 miles, what they can do, or move at a pace that they can move at 15, 20 miles per hour. I mean, these dogs theoretically could run 30 miles per hour. I've clocked them on that off leash. She's ready? Okay. So I'm going to put Princess up in her truck. Stay with the bike, Jim. And I do this. I have to prepare her. Hey, Chris, keep it cool in her. It feels pretty good, but just, you know, when it's open. She did the whole way, 5 miles, dude. I think she's getting younger and we're getting older. And Jag did great. We're gonna air him out now, though. Did you water him here too, Jim?
I'm watering them now.
Okay, I'll wait till you water. Okay, okay, good.
No, it's already in there for her.
Okay.
I'm watering tomorrow.
And these are specialized. Hey, someone stay with the bike. Thanks, buddy. So I'm gonna put her. Obviously. Come on, good girl. So I got a handle. Come on. And the truck's a little more challenging. Good girl. So there's a little handle. If you see my dissertation about her special design harness, it's got a handle built in, which helps me assist her getting up. Now, I know you can't see her right now. She'll stay active in the truck, walking back and forth for a bit. I wanted to shut one of the windows. Exactly how I want. Chris will be here with her, but I set this exactly how I want it for her. So we can get out here, do some nighttime running. Now I'm going to set the bike up, the camera, for the nighttime run. I'm calling it a nighttime run, just for the next hour as it gets dark. So I'm going to end this broadcast, folks. Again, I'm the WooFDriver coming to you live from the Breakwater Trail, I believe, in Delaware. It says it on the name. I can't remember this name for some reason. And tune back in about 5-10 minutes, and we're going to broadcast some more of a quicker run for the guys. Get a couple miles. WooFDriver signing off. Thanks so much for joining us.